There's a new Switch coming next year.
For
Definitely
real this time.
100% happening. It definitely happening.
You know why? Because Forbes said it is.
Yes, and now we are reading an article from Bloomberg. Nintendo Co. plans on debuting an upgraded model of its Switch console next year, along with a lineup of new games. People familiar with the matter said. Seeding 2020's holiday spotlight to rival devices from Sony Corp and Microsoft Corp. This is a weird article.
Yeah.
It's also weird that they're not saying it's a rumor. They're saying that it's definitely happening according to their sources. The specifications of the new machine have yet to be finalized, though the Kyoto-based company has looked into including more computing power and 4K high-definition graphics. People briefed on the strategy told Bloomberg News, asking not to be identified because it's private. Nintendo faces stiff competition for gamers' attention this fall as the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X are set to arrive in time for the shopping season. I'll note that just because they looked into it doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I do not think we're seeing 4K at all on this new console. The release of the upgraded Switch would be coupled with or followed by a slew of games from Nintendo itself and released outside studios and related outside studios, the people said. They keep saying the people said. Those games would address a wide range of players, from casual gamers seeking small doses of escapism to more devoted fans putting in marathon gaming sessions. The focus on next year's pipeline explains Nintendo's relatively quiet software release schedule so far this year, the people said. The gaming giant has seen record-breaking hit Animal Crossing New Horizons, and the protracted COVID-19 pandemic sparked a rally of more than 70% in its share price since the game's release in March. The company has struggled to keep up with demand for its existing Switch and Switch Lite, though it said earlier this month that its production bottleneck has largely been resolved. This has been helped by plunging smartphone demand, releasing some of the pressure on suppliers. Assembly of Nintendo's next console isn't expected to begin until next year because production partners are busy with making the current models, according to the people informed. I think we're done reading this article.
Yeah. That is a fair point, because usually when Nintendo hits the end of a console's life cycle, they just stop doing stuff for it.
Mm-hmm.
But the Switch had a banger year this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, if anything, that should show Nintendo and its investors and stuff that there's still a lot of life left in this system, that people still want games specifically for this system. I have no doubt that Nintendo is working on the next version of the Switch, but I don't think it's going to be seen anytime soon.
What do you mean by that? By anytime soon?
Just by, it's not coming out next year.
Really?
I don't think it's coming out next year. I don't even think it's coming out the year after that.
Oh.
Because they are... they like to have, when did the Switch come out? 2013?
No, 2017. No, yeah,
2017. 2017.
2013 was PS4.
It's only been 3 years so far. And Nintendo likes to, their successful systems, at least, they like to at least keep them going for 5-6 years. So I feel like, we won't see, they're going to keep this gravy train going as long as possible, and then introduce the next thing.
You're thinking that this is a new console when it's not. This is an upgraded model of the Switch.
But people are going to treat it like a new console.
We're not getting a new generation of console from Nintendo for as long as you're saying.
Right.
But this is, to me, the new Nintendo Switch. This is going to be like a more optimized
the Nintendo Switch Pro, or the Nintendo Switch X, basically.
Or I literally think it'll be called the new Nintendo Switch.
Oh, yeah.
With maybe it won't have a bezel. The screen might be a little bigger. Maybe the dock will be different. Maybe it'll be like a Switch Lite, but you can dock it. Yeah. It'll play all of the same games. That's the thing. So they said that their production bottleneck has largely been fixed. So that's why they haven't been producing anything lately. I think it'll take a while for them to catch up. So they fixed it, but now it'll take a while for them to actually start showing us what they've been working on. I think it makes a lot of okay, so there's the thing. I always said that there was something happening with Nintendo that is the reason. Like they keep pushing back one big thing, and that's the reason why they haven't announced anything. And a new console would be it, but it doesn't make any sense for them to push back game releases if they're not changing to a new generation. Like if this isn't like the next, if this isn't the successor to the Switch, then why would they hold games?
Right.
That part doesn't make any sense, and I don't agree with that part. But I do think that they have planned a new version of the Nintendo Switch to come out in March. I don't think they're going to hit that mark because they've been delayed on everything. I think it'd be remarkable if they hit that. I mean, well, Microsoft and PlayStation seem to be having a fine time hitting their November mark.
Yeah.
But I'd be surprised if Nintendo hits the March mark. I believe that they have it planned for March. I don't know if they're going to actually hit that. But again, I would be shocked if there's 4K anything on this thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be upscaled to 4K via the dock, but I don't think you're playing any. I don't think you're seeing Mario in 4K.
Yeah, that would drive the price up significantly for this. And Nintendo has always been about making the best systems out of like older hardware. So, and because the Tegra 1 chip that the Switch runs on was kind of old when the Switch launched. So,
yeah, I don't think this is going to be playing any new games or anything. It's going to be playing the same Nintendo Switch games. And games like Mario Odyssey, which are super well optimized, run at 960p at most.
Yeah.
So getting that to 4K just does not sound like something they're going to be doing. If they do that, it'll be a weird sort of upscaling, like the Marseille, whatever it's called.
Oh, the M cable.
Yeah, the M cable. Something weird like that. Because like I understand the need to have some sort of upscaling because everybody's going to have these new consoles. Everybody's going to want a 4K TV to play these new consoles. And then it'd be weird to like be playing your PlayStation 5 and then pull out your 960p Nintendo Switch. So being able to at least clean it up a little bit would be really cool. And to make sure it's compatible with these new TVs.
Yeah.
But again, I think it's just a small iterative change in the current Switch lineup. I don't think it's anything to throw your Switch out over. I think you'll be able to play all the games just fine on your current Switch. But I do believe this rumor 100% that it's something that Nintendo's working on.
Yeah, like they're working on it. I just don't know if we're gonna see it in the time frame they think we're gonna see it.
I think it's planned for March. I don't think it's going to come out for at least a month or two after that. You think we're not going to see it for years.
Yeah.
That I don't know about.
I think rather than do a Switch 2.0, they'll just do the next system. It'll be backwards compatible and whatnot. And hopefully they'll solve their stupid account system problem where you can transfer all your games over. But it'll probably work the same as the Switch, but I don't think it's going to be, the new Nintendo Switch. It'll be
but look at Nintendo's history. They always have like a iterative version in the middle that just cleans it up a lot.
True.
Like when I think of the DS, I think of the DS Lite. I don't even consider the original bulky, crappy looking one. And the Switch,
one I have.
The Switch looks great, but when the new one comes out, we're gonna think this is ugly as hell.
Yeah.
That's just how it is with Nintendo's handhelds, at least. So yeah, a BB Retro in the chat says minor update, 1080p screen. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean 720p is pretty low resolution for the screen itself. I think they could easily do 1080. New processor, definitely. Different dock, maybe. The dock is a weird one.
Yeah.
They could just have the same sort of form factor so that it works in older docks. But the dock needs to change. There's no reason for the dock to be as big as it is. Streamline the whole friggin' thing. Streamline the whole thing. This could be easily streamlined. All right. So that's that. New Switch. Nobody buy a Switch for the next 4 years until the new one comes out.